Hello, Ms. Klobuchar. My name is Dan McSweeney. First of all, I just wanted to congratulate and encourage you. I know that you're very busy with your campaign to be the first female president of the United States. I'm a big fan of yours. In fact, I voted for you in your re-election to the Senate in 2010 while I was living in Minneapolis pursuing my bachelor's in political science at the University of Minnesota in Minneapolis. I've also been following your current campaign, and I want you to know that I admire you and think you'll make a fantastic president. I do not want to take up too much of your time. However, I do have a few brief things to say that I think may be of interest to you. I am currently studying gerontology pursuant to a degree in nursing. A very prominent issue in regards to the treatment of the elder population is the abuse of elders. So it will not come as a surprise to you that I have been studying your Senior Fraud Prevention Act of 2019 because it is specifically designed to combat the exploitation of the elder population. A very influential character in this area of interest is Carol Miller. She is the author of Elder Abuse in Nursing, and she is an expert in the problems facing the senior community. And she tells us that the experts on elder abuse are currently emphasizing the urgent need for evidence-informed prevention and intervention of elder abuse. This is an important issue, and I am glad that you have recognized and done so much hard work in support of it. I think that this is a wonderful piece of legislation, and I admire your commitment to the protection of the senior population. This is not an obscure problem. We are finding more and more how common it is. My brother just discovered that his mother-in-law was a victim of the exact type of crime that this bill is designed to protect against. She was tricked into believing she was in trouble with the IRS and ended up giving $2,000 to one of these predators. This is especially unfortunate because she speaks English as a second language and is not very familiar with U.S. culture and practices. I can't help but think that while all senior citizens are a vulnerable segment of our population, some have an added vulnerability, which this bill does not address. I think you would gain a lot of additional support from ESL and CALD voters if you added a contingent to the advisory office that deals specifically with members of the senior population who are also at a cultural and/or linguistic disadvantage. I understand that your bill calls for the establishment of an advisory office by the Federal Trade Commission to exist within the Bureau of Consumer Protection, and that this office is to assist the Commission with three different things. First off, the oversight of the consumer market. This involves monitoring for predatory mail, television, internet, and telephone ads and/or solicitations. Now, I imagine how hard this is going to be just trying to cover the ads and solicitations targeted at the English-speaking members of our communities. And I wonder if the ESL targeting solicitations and ads will even be addressed. I can say that I personally receive regular robocalls in a foreign, Asian-sounding language. Every time I receive one of these calls, I block the number. However, I continue to receive the same sounding recording from different numbers, yet with the same area code. I wonder if these are calls designed to target our local Hmong population, and if the advisory board would be equipped to monitor for calls made in foreign languages. In addition, I wonder if the current advisory office would be equipped to deal with this type of fraudulent robocall solicitation if I reported it. The second function of the advisory office is to facilitate consumer education. This entails providing seniors, their caregivers, and their family members with the relevant information they need to avoid this type of exploitation. Now, I wonder if this information is printed separately in various different languages, and if so, how many different languages? I also wonder that if it is, What types of unique efforts are being made to ensure that it reaches the more culturally and even geographically isolated ESL and CALD populations? Finally, the third function of the Advisory Office is to assist with complaints made by the elderly and their advocates. Their mission is to help make sure that there is someone there to listen and follow up on these cases. My concern in regards to this especially vulnerable population is A. Will they know who to contact with their complaints? Hopefully they will, if they have received proper consumer education. Even so, will there then be someone on the other end who is prepared to translate and receive a complaint made by someone from a different linguistic and cultural background? Now, I believe that to be able to accomplish any of these three tasks with respect to the ESL and CALD elderly community, you may have to have a special division within this advisory office that is equipped with both the cultural and linguistic know-how to determine if there are A. In regards to oversight, specific attempts to target these communities that might fall under the General Advisory Office's radar. B. In regards to consumer education, education specifically tailored to ESL and CALD communities that is sensitive to their varying cultural and linguistic needs. And C. In regards to complaints, will there be a system ready to receive feedback and complaints from a culturally and linguistically diverse elder population? According to Kaylor A. Miller, the author of Elder Abuse in Nursing, older adults who are immigrants experience conditions that increase their risk of elder abuse due to things like isolation, language barriers, fear of deportation, and fear of involvement with public authorities. For this reason, they are more susceptible to abuse and less likely to report it. I believe that this is a great bill and a big step in the right direction. However, I think it would do some good to take these ideas into consideration. I want to say once again that I admire your commitment to assisting vulnerable segments of our population. And I do not mean to critique your work. Instead, I mean to help inform you on ways that I believe this already great piece of legislation could be made to be more inclusive in the future. As you know, our country is becoming more and more knowledgeable of issues facing the more vulnerable members of our culturally diverse nation. As we gain knowledge, we continue to make progress in providing special aid and consideration when accommodating these segments of our population. I sincerely hope that the suggestions I have just outlined may be helpful in considering future steps towards this goal. Best of wishes in your future endeavors to improve our great nation. Again, my name is Dan McSweeney, and you can reach me at my Edgewood College email, dmcsweeney@edgewood.edu. Edgewood is spelled EDGEWOOD. Again, that's dmcsweeney@edgewood.edu. Thank you so much, and good luck in your run for presidency. Goodbye.